Hello! I was just doing a patch which I quite liked. Oh, here it comes. So I thought I'd share it with you. So I'm going to play with it for about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes or something, and then I'll talk about it at the end. Just to show you what's plugged into what. If that's nice and helpful, I'll do that. Something like that. Something like that, I think. Well, there you go. So I'm going to bring you in and I'm going to poke around and see if I can show you what it was that happened. So first of all, this sound that we have here, coming through this first channel, is a pair of oscillators, these two here, the EvenVCO and the 3340 from Kassutronics. These two fellas. I've mixed them together through here with a bit of noise. So I've added some white noise, if I turn that down by itself. That's just noise. But I've mixed these other two tones in there to give me this lovely full sound, which I've then applied. Though this is not rocket science, envelope to, so that it comes in and out. But I've also added some modulation from the Divkid Ochd here, and that's sweeping the cutoff of the Jove filter back up here to create the entire effect. So if I pull out that bit, I'll just get the two notes being played. So you can see that through the envelope. There's a note coming in, going away. Note coming in, going away. Now I'm pretty sure I had 2 notes going on, but that seems to have been lost there somewhere. But let's not worry about it. I then also did something which I thought was really clever, which was I included this precision adder. And so with a click of a switch, I could knock it down a bit. Well, there's the other note. Or I could knock it up a bit, just to change it about. Then I just had the Ochd, the Divkid Ochd, taking care of a bit of this sweep. And because it goes all the way, the LFOs from the Ochd Go aren't attenuated. It would take it all the way off and then we'll bring it back in. Rather nice. So it's just a nice long synthy single note pad. I could have done more to fiddle with the tuning of these 2 oscillators. But I just left them going as they were. A little bit of pulse width modulation going into the EvenVCO. And then of course lots of reverb, lots of delay. Okay, so that's that bit. Next up over here, we have my 2 ST0s. This is something I've been playing with the last couple of days. Just this synth voice here, the M185 sequencer driving a pair of ST0s through a Wasp filter. At the end there I completely messed up the sequence, it's not as interesting as it was. So I was just enjoying that and just wanted to enjoy that a little bit more. Then on channel 3, now this is something rather lovely. This is generated by the Turing machine, our old Fender Turing machine. It's kicking out a bunch of notes, but this is being clocked by the Schottky Ratchet, which is here. So on channel 1, I've just put in a couple of beats and a couple of bits together, and that's driving the clock on the Turing machine much more interestingly. But then I'm sending it through a quantizer up here. This thing, just a simple Doepfer Quantizer, put it to a minor scale, I think. And then this is travelling down to the Instruo filter here, into the 1 volt per octave input. And all it's doing is using the filter as an oscillator. It is self-oscillating. I can take the resonance down a little bit and it'll vanish. Put the resonance up and there it is. And it's a beautiful sine wave. Lots of reverb and delay, of course. So I was very pleased with that. Next I've got my old friend Kompas. Oops. Happening in this mass of cables here. So Kompas generates a whole bunch of different rhythms. And I got that going into the VCT network's ADDAC 104 from ADDAC Systems, which generates these blips, these 808 style blips. To start off with, it was running a little bit slow, so I ended up pumping another channel from the Ratchet into it in order to give it a little bit more liveliness. And then lastly, I think, is my old friend the 2HP Pluck over here, which I've got going through my nemesis Magneto, doing stuff I'm not entirely sure what, but I've got it. Going through on some kind of pitch shift sort of delay thing, but it just really entertained me. And so all together, ooh, get a cacophony of stuff. And there you have it. That'll do, I think. That was certainly interesting. I have a little bit of a timing glitch. It kept at some point, it would just skip a beat or reset or something, which not entirely sure what that's about. I mean, in order to get the clock for this, it's all coming from here, which had me scratching my head in order to try to get the right sort of output for sync, because it's always by default kicking out something like 24 pulses per quarter note or something, which is crazy fast. So I've had to dig around in the menus to try to work out how to calm that down a little bit, which I think I have, but as I say, it seems to fall over itself at some point, which is something I'll just have to investigate. But otherwise, that was fun. And in the meantime, go make some tunes.